He just added another trophy to his name, the Nations League with Portugal, and yet we still debate whether he's appreciated enough. From a rising star at Sporting to a global icon, Cristiano Ronaldo's career has been unforgettable. Today, we're breaking down every stage and rating them one by one. What can you expect? Rankings, career highs, iconic goals, and yes, some Messi fan bias along the way. This is Cristiano Ronaldo. Chapter 1, Sporting CP Beginnings.
All right, this is the very beginning of the young Cristiano Ronaldo at 17-year-old, making defenders look foolish. His first signs of starship, work ethic, that Manchester United friendly that started everything. All right, ranking this 17-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, who would have known from roaming the streets of Madeira, and I think people were more interested in his teammate Ricardo Quaresma, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a story where in tryouts, he and his friend were getting scouted, and his friend said, or the scout said, whoever scores the last goal gets a contract or something. I don't know if it's true, but just kind of to show from where Ronaldo came from. But it all started with a friendly against Manchester United, where Gary Neville had the day off and he played against O'Shea, who was playing right back for Man U at that time. Cooked them. People looking like what people think Lamine is. That started everything. I think guys went back to the locker room and told Sir Alex, you have to sign this kid. After that, the rest is history.
Yep. He was overtaken by an Argentine GOAT.
We're not there yet.
Anyway, Ronaldo's, he was in his most raw form right here. Just more
scrawny, young 17-year-old kid.
Quick, a lot of skill moves.
Yeah.
Still didn't really, I feel like he didn't have his end product yet.
Yeah, no Botox yet.
Yeah, so I'll give him like a 7 out of 10 I'm good with.
If we're doing out of 10, nothing else than a 10.
A 10? Okay, fine. For the potential, we'll go 10. I think we kind of have to make just one, though. So,
I'm going to go with 10 every stage.
All right, now we're doing two separate ones.
All right, for real. For the potential, let's go with, this is what started everything. Let's go with an 8. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, okay.
All right.
Chapter 2, the Manchester United rise.
From a flashy kid to a finished product. Who can forget that goal against Porto, multiple Premier Leagues, Ballon d'Oro, and the streets will never forget performances running rampant through the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, this is when he started to finally take that raw talent in 2003 he got to Man U.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say around 2006-07 is when he kind of started really making that next jump to one of the world's best. And I mean, we saw just putting up statistics, mostly goals, even just from the wing. And I mean, it's undeniable he was one of the best by the end of his Man U tenure.
He was the best. Anyway, that 2008 version of him is arguably, if not, no, you know what? Not arguably. It is by fact the greatest version of a player that has ever existed. This man was a god at Man U.
Monster.
Was a monster. Fucking. I don't know. He was just crazy. I mean, that's running through the left, I think he started from the right too.
Yeah, he played everywhere. Yeah, even the center.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was an animal, and Sir Alex saw that and just created the monster that we saw at Manchester United, the Red Devil, the 2008 Ballon d'Oro. And if we're ranking his tenure at Man U, I don't know, you do a 9 or a 10?
I'd say I'd give him a 9 just because there's I mean, they lost the Champions League final, so maybe
what I
that's
was
the only
gonna
thing. Other than that, I'd say it's a 10.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. If they would have won back-to-back Champions Leagues, I mean, to some, he's considered the greatest Premier League player in history. I don't know about that, but because he is. No, I mean, there's a lot of great players who have touched the Prem, but he's up there. But yeah, I'm gonna give him a 9.
I'll give him a 9 too.
Almost like 9.5. What he was unstoppable.
Ronaldo's career overall at Man U was unforgettable, but there was one thing that made it forgettable, and that was the end, 2009, when he was overshadowed by the GOAT, Lionel Messi, in the Ballon d'Or, which is what makes this a 9 out of 10.
And this is where we start the 15 to 20 year
Greatest rivalry, I'd say, between
the greatest rivalry in the history of the game, the two goats, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. I mean, whoever was born and watched this era, we were spoiled.
We were.
We were so spoiled. Now we're giving Ballon d'Oro to a guy with 9 league goals. Anyway, stage 3.
Chapter 3, Cristiano Ronaldo packs his bags and becomes a Real Madrid Galactico.
Okay, guys, this is where we get to the, I guess you can say, the greatest of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. From what is it, 2009? He had a good season, but obviously they didn't win any trophies.
Nada plete.
Nada plete. So you can see that rivalry with Messi that we just mentioned go from here to here. I mean, it's just now they're playing week in, week out against each other, and they're just, all right, I'll score 3, you score 3. I'll grab 3 assists, you grab 3 assists. I'll win this, you win this.
I don't know about that one.
They were just going band for band. Hey, you're talking about the greatest assister in the Champions League history. I don't know, man.
I don't know about the greatest assister, man.
It's a fact he has the most assists in the Champions League history. Is it not? Pull up that stat right now.
Yeah, I mean, those numbers speak for themselves. 450 goals in 438 games for Real Madrid. That is just ridiculous numbers.
There's a goal every game for Real Madrid. I mean, it's just crazy.
More than that. That's crazy.
He won, what is it, 4?
4
Champions Leagues. Was it 3 La Ligas?
2.
2 La Ligas because of Negreira. 2 La Ligas, Copa del Rey, Super Cups, Mundialitos, Balón de Oros, Mujeres. I mean, you name it. I mean, this was the peak of his career. His prime years, like I say, we were spoiled. 60 goals here, 70 goals here. Messi scores this, I score this. I mean, the guy was unplayable. And then towards the end of his career, towards the end of his Real Madrid tenure, we did see a more clinical Ronaldo. Not so much like we saw in Manchester United, where it was all about dribbling, fast pace through the wing. Now we saw more in the box movement, like a fox type player in Ronaldo. Even then, I mean, that guy was crazy. He's the greatest goal scorer in the history of the Champions League. His numbers in La Liga speak alone. So,
I mean, I don't really think you can rate this tenure anything other than a 10.
Easy 10.
Well, actually, I'd probably give it a 9.5. Only 2 La Ligas in 9 years is kind of.
Says Negreira.
But yeah, just about everything that has to do with this Real Madrid tenure is basically unforgettable. Even the 5-0 in the Camp Nou, 4-0 in El Bernabeu, and Messi basically outdueling him in every Clásico.
Hey, his idol Show him the back of your shirt. His idol is now doing Ronaldo celebrations, and then just got humbled by the man himself in the Nations League final.
I don't know about all that, but
All right, but anyway, this tenure Real Madrid, nothing else but a 10 out of 10 for Cristiano Ronaldo, and sadly, that had to come to an end after his fourth Champions League win with the club in 2018. Sadly, moving over to Juventus.
Chapter 4, Juventus. This tenure definitely started off with like a huge transfer shock. I mean, there was already kind of like tensions with Papi Flow.
Iconic interview after the Champions League final win. They're like, "Oh, fue muy bonito estar en el Real Madrid." That broke my heart, guys. I remember the day it got announced that he was leaving. I was at work, spilled my coffee all over myself. Sad day. But then we take it to Juve. Let's run it back. They sign him for one purpose only, and that's the Champions League. Because they were how many times have they been winning the Scudetto in the row?
They won it. Was it at least? I don't even know. It was more than 5. I know. Right?
I mean, they were obviously
They dominated.
They were dominating Serie A. They brought him in for one single reason, and that's the Champions League. And who else to bring but Mr. Champions League himself? But as we now know, he couldn't get the job done, or they couldn't get the job done, whatever, however you want to put it. They didn't win the Champions League, and after him, I don't want to say his fault, but it kind of Juve did kind of go down.
When he was there, is the first time they didn't win Serie A in a while.
Hey, but his numbers speak alone for himself. He had like over 100 goals in 3 years?
Yeah,
I think he was the most goals, the top goal scorer in the 2010 century, only behind Paulo Dybala, who was there for double his time in 3 years. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, which is why I think he moved to Italy to avoid Messi and get into this era, which I will call the stat pad era.
Hey, to avoid Messi had 2 goals? Check Messi's stats after Ronaldo left in the Clásico.
Yeah, there was no motivation.
Messi needed Ronaldo, Ronaldo needed Messi.
It wasn't the same.
It was not the same. But his tenure in Juventus, I'm going to give it I don't know, like a 6, 7.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I mean,
with
you're getting trained by Pirlo. I mean, you're getting managed by Pirlo.
Pirlo, right?
And who's that guy that was smoking?
Sarri?
Sarri.
Did he have Allegri too or no?
Allegri at some point. Yeah, Allegri was.
I think those were the 3 managers. Yeah.
The only thing I remember from this Juve tenure is the hat trick against Atletico Madrid. His a couple of decent wins over AC Milan, Scudetto, and his weird curly haircut and man bun. Other than that, I mean, like you said, they brought him in for Champions League. That didn't happen.
Forgettable losses to Ajax and Porto, right? Porto.
You could see the clip when he's like, "Una mierda, somos una mierda, una mierda."
Hay que tener personalidad.
Exactly. You're playing with players. You go from playing with the greatest right back in history, Dani Carvajal, to what's his name? I forgot. I'm blanking.
Cuadrado? Or?
To Cuadrado, bruh. It's like playing
Cuadrado was good.
With Jules Koundé over here.
That's right back in the world, baby.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give his Juve tenure like a 7, 6.
I'll go 6.5, be in the middle.
Not because of him, because Juve let him down. I'm gonna make sure I say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not completely his fault, but it is somewhat his fault. So, 6.5.
So now, all right. So up to here, we got Cristiano's the greatest player in Sporting's history, the greatest player in Manchester United's history, the greatest player in Real Madrid's history, and the greatest player in Juve's history.
Juve?
Simple.
What?
All right. After that, he wants a way out, and where else but Manchester United?
He saw Messi leave, so he had to leave.
They left the same year, right?
Yeah, he literally.
I honestly, like, don't quote me on this, but I am pretty sure he left just because Messi was getting all the PSG hype and he wanted to get some, so he went to Man U. Because honestly, I think he could have just stayed at Juve.
I think they wanted to keep him. Oh no, Saudi wanted him out. Anyway, goes to Manchester United and that iconic commentary. From a boy to a man, from the streets of Madeira to Turin to Madrid, and now back to Manchester. All you guys have seen that clip as he's walking out from the Theatre of Dreams back into the Old Trafford pitch.
And scores on his debut.
Scores a double on his debut. I mean, what a great debut, and then
it was a great return season in general for him. Obviously, I think he did pretty. I think he lived up to the standard. He was Man U's best player that first season
player,
back.
Got included in the Prem Team of the Year. What was clutch goals in the Champions League? I was like, damn, like this guy's almost 30? How old was he?
I think he was 30.
Like 36.
Yeah,
still being clutch for a team like Manchester United, even though they were in a complete downfall.
Decline, yeah.
Yeah. For him, it was a good season, but with Manchester United, I'm gonna give it like a 6.
Well, it's more because we didn't even talk about the second season or half a season that he had under Erik ten Hag, who honestly kind of did him really dirty.
I guess. Yeah.
He treated Ronaldo like he wasn't anybody, and I don't know. I think that's one of Ten Hag's burdens in his Man U tenure, but that's for a different story. But unfortunately, it ended with him going or just leaving at the end of the day, because that second season he just didn't look comfortable, and I don't know.
The disrespect that they did to this man. I think he lost his daughter, and I don't know. It was issues with his daughter, and
when he threw the guy's phone or something. He wouldn't do something like that usually. So yeah, I don't know. And then they're bringing in who they're starting over him. Who are they starting over?
The Netherlands guy. What's his name?
Oh, what's his Weghorst?
Oh, Weghorst.
Wout Weghorst.
Ten Hag was just.
I don't know what he was
a different
doing.
Story. And now he's at
Leverkusen
to replace the mythical Xavi Alonso. But that second tenure for him it was good, but just again I think the team let him down. I'm gonna just go with almost a 5.
Yeah, it's like a 5. He went from hero to villain within a year.
It's like you live long enough to become the villain, right? How's that saying? That was pretty much Cristiano Ronaldo's second stint at Manchester United. And now we see where Man U is now. And where is Ronaldo now? On to the next chapter, Saudi.
Chapter 6, Al Nassr and Saudi ambassador.
This man broke Twitter and Facebook and your TikToks and your OnlyFans and your everything. This man from, what is it? I don't know, he just started the Saudi movement, if you can say. Broke the internet by announcing that he was gonna move over to Saudi Arabia and play with Al Nassr. Obviously, it was for a decent check.
A huge check.
Huge check. But now has still been scoring goals, but obviously is not the player that we have seen dominate the stage for 15-20 years. I mean, he's on his last legs. The man can still do it, honestly, but it's just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
He just won a Nations League, but that takes to his team, honestly. But his Saudi move, I think, is more of a financial move in some sort.
Yeah. The whole Saudi thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he basically became like the ambassador for the Saudi league, and he's gonna promote their World Cup bid for 2034 4, I think, right? And he's just trying to get, I mean, he started a whole movement getting a bunch of other players to start signing for the Saudi league. I mean, we saw Sadio Mane follow him. We saw
Sadio Mane.
Firmino, Benzema, Frank Kessie, Neymar. All of these moves, these players started taking a leap because he was the pioneer. And he's been a pioneer basically his whole career. So
yeah. I'm going to rate this one higher than his second stint in Manchester United, like I'm going to say 7. I wouldn't rate it higher since they haven't won the Saudi league yet.
Yeah,
it's 3 years there, so
I don't think he's gonna win it. I think he's probably like a 6, 7 because I feel like you have to separate this off the field. I think it's like a 9, 10. Yeah. But on field accomplishments, his team's been pretty bad. So I'd say probably like would you say 6.5 or?
I'm gonna leave it at 7.
7? Okay, yeah, we'll go 7.
Yeah, no, like just what like Christian said, off the field, everything just seems right. The moves at his age, the clauses and add-ons behind the scenes, just perfect for a guy like with his name. But on the field, I mean, Benzema came in last season and already won the Saudi league. Shout out to my boy Benzi. But now that guy's still scoring goals. I mean, wherever he goes, he's gonna score goals. So I guess that's good for him. And on his way to 1,000. And then undeniably should be considered the Goat. But that's our rating for his Saudi stint. Right now it's rumored that we don't know if he's gonna stay or go, so stay tuned.
Seems like he'll stay, but
I think he'll stay. Or
next up, we have one of his more emotional chapters, which this one spanned from the beginning of his career. I don't know exactly what the first year of his call-up was. Probably 2004, maybe, to now. He's still there. It's this Portugal international career where he started off in a Euro Cup in 2004. He played in Olympics. Obviously, didn't win either of those. Went to, how many World Cups has he been to? 2006 to 2022. He's been to 5.